Hello, my name's Julian Edgar and I'm the author of these two books on car electrical and electronic systems. What I want to do in this short video is briefly cover what's in each book, especially useful for you if you're wondering which of these two books you should buy. So how did I come to write these books? Well, I've been interested in car electrical and electronic systems since my early 20s. I grew up in a household, my father was an electronics engineer and research scientist. I grew up in a household which was steeped in electronics and electrical knowledge and practice. And then when I was in my early 20s, I became very interested in car electrical systems and electronic systems. And at that stage, cars were moving very much in that direction, electronic engine management and so on. And around that time, I started writing for an Australian electronics magazine. I now write for a UK electronics magazine. So I've been writing in this field for a very, very long time. So the first book, Car Electrical and Electronic Systems, and on the left there you'll see there's a version in Korean. It's been translated into Korean, very gratifying for me. It's 166 pages long. It's basically all that you need to know to understand car electrical and electronic systems. It starts with the assumption of no electrical or electronic knowledge. Starts with very, very simple circuits, a light and a battery, goes through ideas of Ohm's law, current, voltage, resistance, and then switching systems, relays, and then it keeps on going though. A lot of books on car electrical systems stop at that point, but this book keeps on going to analog and digital signals. It goes into fault finding, both electrical systems and electronic systems, talks about using of multimeters, using of oscilloscopes, and so on. So it's very much, hey, you want to find out about this area? Well, let's start from the very beginning and then take you through in a sequence of conceptual steps, which I think makes it much, much easier to follow. The other book, Modifying the Electronics of Modern Classic Cars, is all about modification of car electrical and electronic systems. And so if you know how to use a multimeter, if you know how to build a simple electronic circuit, if you can follow a circuit diagram and find the right pinouts on an ECU, then you probably can start straight away with this book. But if you don't, the other book really is a preferable starting point. Now, it's called Modifying the Electronics of Modern Classic Cars. What do I mean by that? Well, it's really most appropriate for cars of the 1980s, 1990s, early 2000s. So when you had car systems that were basically standalone, you had an engine management system, you had a dashboard system, you had a sound system, and they all weren't interrelated and interlinked, say, through CAN buses. So it was much easier. You could work on one system. You could fit programmable engine management and the car would still run because it didn't need to talk to the dashboard, things of that sort. So this book is very much from a do-it-yourself approach. How to install engine management, how to install an engine management interceptor, how to modify dashboards, how to modify systems like electric power steering systems, give different feel, and how to modify sound systems. So a bunch of the techniques in this book I don't think you'll find anywhere else. I cover a whole range of cars, from mostly my own cars, from the Maxima V6 Turbo I had, through the BMW 735i, through to a Toyota Prius where I modified the regen braking to give much stronger regen on throttle lifts and so on. Now, even if you don't have any of those cars, it doesn't matter. What I'm showing you is the range of different cars and car systems that were actually covered. So if you have a decent starting point with electronics and electrical knowledge, then this is the book to get straight into. And of course, if you own a car of that era and you want to modify it, but if you don't have that, start with the previous book first. They're both published by Veloci in the UK. They're available there from any major bookshop, available directly from the publisher, available of course on Amazon, and they're out now. Thank you.